Let's go to the NFL for a quick 120 here on the Rally. Sheldon Richardson was discussing with the media today his pleasure that a certain player is no longer in the New York Jets locker room.
I enjoy being here, so other than that, yeah. Locker room's a whole lot easier to get along with now, so yeah.
Why is that?
Y'all so thirsty.
You put the ball on the tee, Sheldon. You put the ball on the tee.
Oh man, y'all so thirsty. I just said you got 15 reasons why I think why it's better.
15 reasons why, huh? All right, so Marshall clearly had his run-ins with teammates in the past, and he joins another diva wide receiver, Odell Beckham, who did not appear at OTAs in New York. I know you don't really like the term diva, B-Max, so we'll just say big personality. Legit or not, there's only room for one big personality, that being a wide receiver in the Giants locker room.
No, not necessarily. Nah. Well, it's legit or not, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I go nah. Yeah. It's both guys have two different personalities for me. For Brandon, he's an emotional guy.
Yeah.
Odell is emotional also, but I guess he expressed himself totally different than Brandon. And he's starting to learn. Remember, Brandon had the same type of issues early in his career, and now he's starting to really learn also.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, because this is my perspective, and yours is much different, obviously, played and probably having some sort of personal relationships with these guys or their friends or whatever it may be. To me, both these guys have short fuses. Both these guys have a tendency to get, and I know Brandon Marshall's is a little different, being that he has actually condition, but being that these guys have short fuses where they both react instantly to things when maybe they don't get their way or things aren't going their way. Am I wrong?
I think that's a fair assessment. I think they're very, very passionate about the game of football.
Okay, that's a positive way to say it. Yes.
When you look at some players, when they're extremely passionate and they want to win at any cost, it's hard for them to keep their feelings inside sometimes, especially when things are not going their way. So I think the best assessment and the best way to really determine what happens with both players, you win when you smile. When you win a lot, you smile a lot. Look at what the Jets had going on last season. There wasn't a lot to smile or laugh about.
Sheldon Richardson's an outspoken guy too. I mean, you remember in college he was outspoken.
Yeah, and I think
well.
I think Sheldon, he shouldn't be the spokesperson.
I agree.
About talking about an unhealthy locker room, because I remember it was an incident a year ago where he was Snapchatting right before a game. He basically said, "Screw the game. Where is the girls?" But he didn't say it that way.
That was a nice way to put it.
Yeah, I said it a nice way.
Yeah. Yeah, Sheldon Richardson needs to be quiet. Okay, so you think that the Giants are going to be fine having both these guys in the locker room, both these guys having big personalities on the football field, on the sidelines, everything else?
Yeah, let me ask you this question. What's your favorite football team, NFL team?
I grew up in Chicago, so I would say the Bears.
You would love to have Brandon Marshall and Odell Beckham in your locker
we
room.
did have Brandon Marshall.
Well, you didn't have Odell.
Didn't have Odell.
And when you had Brandon, he was a Pro Bowler.
Yep.
You would love to have those two guys.
But there was conflicts in that locker room, too. I'm not pointing fingers at Brandon. I know we had issues with Cutler, too. I'm saying we, but being a Bears fan. But there were issues in the locker room.
Yeah, but if you're trying to win ball games and if you have a vet-savvy team, when Brandon left, players still had quote-unquote issues with Cutler. So.
Yeah, okay. So there's going to be room for both of them, and they're both going to help win football games for the Giants. And that's period, end of story.
Eli is smiling.
Somewhere, Eli is smiling.